Brotherwise Games, and this is their latest game that they published called Adulthood. Art by, I always forget the gentleman's name, Tim Berkley. So designer Johnny O'Neill was or is a huge fan of Tim Berkley's webcomic, and he decided to make a game about it. I'm excited because this is sort of like the game of life, and I talked about this before the stream went down for a second there. The turn order. I'm always a huge fan of player aids. Right, just give me a little turn order thing or some icon, a list of icons, anything to help me remember. I love that Brotherwise did this. Not only is it a double-sided turn order thing, but it is one of those like little foldable triangles, so you can place it and it'll stand on the table. I want to see more publishers do this, folks. This is great. So whoever's, as you're playing, you can just look at it setting up, or if you're across the seated across from the other players, you're still looking at it, right? One side's looking at this side, the other's looking at that. I love that. So in adulthood, you are adulting, and you have your time tokens. It's a worker placement game. The two tracks. You have your excuse me, happiness track, and also your impact track. What type of impact you're making in society, in your life, and also how much happiness are you experiencing. So in this, I'm going to be playing a solo game later this week. Again, this is just a preview right now, and what I'm going to show you is I'm set up for a solo game. I'll be doing this later this week, and what you do is you're going to be assigning tokens, the time tokens, onto the different player spaces that you have. For instance, this one costs 2 time tokens. You start with 8. You also start with some money and some energy here. And what you do is you're going to be drafting. So in the solo version, you have 3. In the multiplayer, you're going to have 5 cards, and there's different ways to pay for them. The first card is free, and then the other ones are going to cost, depending on where you draft them. And what you do is you're going to add them to your tableau. So you have your career, you have your community, leisure, and wellness. So as you do this, you're going to be building up your tableau. It's going to give you extra, worker placement spots, basically. Level up powers, or not powers, but level up your worker spaces. This is the adulthood deck. There's all kinds of stuff here. Hey, avocado toast, who wasn't a fan of that, right? Mall walkers, house party, all kinds of events and things you're going to be doing, skills you'll be working on. You might have an open relationship. You may receive a service award. Hey, you might even join the PTA while you're enjoying that avocado toast. You got a minivan and so forth. Hey, join a kickball league. Very cool. I love the art. This is total, webcomic from inspired by Tim Berkley. You'll have these different tokens, so you're gonna, get jobs. You may get promoted, and then you may go into a relationship as well, get married. There are more time tokens there. You're going to start with 2 career cards in the solo game. Now, I should mention that there are solo achievements. So, in the solo game, you have these 2 achievements they can do. There's a big old stack of these. You just randomly choose 2. In the solo game, you do not use values. Okay, so in the multiplayer game, you have 3 of these. I think it's 3. These are shuffled up. You're going to reveal 1, and you don't know the other 2. So this is going to be your values in life, and you're going to, there's different conditions there. You also have life events. In the solo game, you're going to draw from the big deck of life events, and you're going to create like a little deck just for the solo game. It's 8 life events here. So things like you may get ghosted. Hey, student loans. You have, look out. The gentleman's a little older there. Near-death experience, hangovers, layoffs, etc. So you're going to draw 8 of those. You also have partners. So will you find the partner in your life, such as a barista, a grad student, chef? And this may change throughout the game, right? I mean, you start early adulthood and you are in a relationship perhaps with someone, or you're dating, and as you grow older, maybe they're not the right fit. Y'all are just not the right fit for each other, so you move on. Maybe you meet a celebrity or a DJ, and et cetera, et cetera. And the career cards as well. Perhaps you change careers midlife, like myself personally. You go from, hey, maybe an actor. Hey, there's a content creator. That seems very apropos for myself. Not the celebrity or actor one, but the content creator one. Engineer, professor, etc. So it's a really, really cool game. I can't wait to show it off for you. What I'm doing is just giving you a preview of what is happening on the channel this week here on Tabletop Tonight, the AM edition. So that's all week. I'm going to give you a quick preview of another game that I'll be playing. Let me get this one out of the way. And whoops. Okay. Wow, that didn't work like I thought it was gonna. So that is from Brotherwise Games. That is Adulthood. I've got a couple other games that'll be showing off here, and these are from our other sponsor, Lucky Duck Games. And I'm excited about all these games because I enjoy. Well, first of all, Adulthood. The theme is it's just so on point, right? It's so much fun. The next one I'm gonna do. This is another solo game. This one. So, Adulthood, that's a 1 to 4 player game. Now, the one I'm looking at right now is called Tranquility, the Ascent. So let me set this up now. This one's going to be a little puzzly, and I like that. I like these type of games. Here, I'll show you the game right now. Again, this is from one of our sponsors, Lucky Duck. You're going to set up mountains. Now, this is going to go all the way across the board. I'm not going to show them all. But you're taking these cards, and you're basically building the mountain, right? And there are different conditions on how to place these, okay? And boom. This will go all across the board. I'm just giving you a sneak peek here. And what you're trying to do is, depending on how these work, again, there are going to be restrictions. I'm just throwing out random cards. You're literally building a mountain, trying to get to the peak. Can you do it? I don't know. We're going to find out. So what you're doing is building the mountain. Now, this does have a solo game mode. The instructions are, I believe, still in the box. It's a small box game. This is this is based on Tranquility. This is the Ascent. So this is going to be a quicker game, but the early preview that I did for myself, this is puzzly, folks. It's really interesting. There's bridge cards. There are cards that you basically, the campfire cards allow you to relocate certain cards that are in the tableau. As you can see here, this is what you want to do. You're going to play a card or discard 2 cards and draw back up. So, can you puzzle it out? Can you get to the summit? And, oh my gosh. So, on your turn, select a card from your hand and place it in a legal space on the mountain. So they must be placed either immediately adjacent to an existing card on the mountain, or on a new row of the mountain, as long as Rule 3 is obeyed, which I'll talk about in a second. Or you can cover a bridge card. You cannot have 2 cards of the same color immediately adjacent to each other on the same row, okay? And then cards placed on any mountain row must have 2 cards immediately below it to support it. So, you can't just, throw something up there. You need to be able to place slotted in there. And as you puzzle out, you can see all the different numbers, the colors, and whatnot. Some of the bridge cards that come out. I guess these should be going this way. Okay. So, a card cannot be placed in a row of a higher number than their value. Right, so this 11 and 9, you cannot place that 11 there. But there are other numbers, such as 5, we can put up there. And again, can you puzzle it out to get to the ascent of the summit of the mountain? So I'm going to be playing the solo game as well for this one. Really excited about it. Y'all know how much I love solo games. You're here for a bunch of them. So Tranquility, and I heard... this one may be a little tougher than most. So, am I up to the challenge? Can I get up there safely? We shall see. All right, so that's Tranquility, the Ascent from our friends at Lucky Duck. I've got one more from Lucky Duck. Now, I'm doing 2 games from Lucky Duck because they're quicker games and faster games. So, we'll be able to play both of them, thankfully. Now, the third game I'm playing is a game that's based on another game that from Lucky that I forget who the original publisher was, but Quartz. Now, Quartz is a push your luck game. You are mining. I believe you are dwarves mining, and this one plays 3 to 6 players. I'm gonna figure out. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna play together, folks. Later this week, we're gonna play together, and I'm going to ask y'all to play along with me. It's basically push your luck, and you're going to roll the dice. Now, this is different than the original, where you just draw, out of a bag or whatever. Here, you're going to draw or roll dice, and you're going to have different actions that you can do. And within those actions, you're basically going to be. It'll tell you how many of these gems you can pull out, and then those, depending on types of gems you have, you're going to collect sets of gems and similar gems and whatnot, and then you're going to score points based on what you have at the end of the game. They're going to go into your loot or your treasure chest, and those are safe, but the ones that aren't in there, then other players can steal them. I remember the original version. Now, this is the original version. I had a lot of fun with this, and Legends in chat can verify the game. The Friday the 13th Crystal Lake game was based on the original Delve. Michelle and I had way too much fun with that. I didn't think she would like it because of the theme, but it's definitely not. It's still Friday the 13th theme, which I think it's out of print now. But I think she liked it. She didn't like the theme, or didn't think she would. But it wasn't too bad at all. It wasn't too gory or anything. But it was a lot of fun. It is push your luck, trying to get, in this case, the different gems into your cart, your mining cart, from your mine cart into your treasure chest. And we'll be playing that as well later this week, folks. So be sure to join me all week. We're doing Spiel, playing games, and just being hyped, because one of these days I want to go to Essen for Spiel, and hopefully we'll make that happen sooner rather than later. Hey, let's move on now to what we're doing today. This is the preview. So I've previewed the games that I'll be playing for my sponsors. I also have a few other games that I'll be playing. But for now, we're going to move on to the preview of Spiel. I've talked about a bunch of games over on the R&R show the week before. I also mentioned some games on some of the other shows I've done, such as Good Morning Society with Becca Scott. And these games I've chosen, these are the ones that are on for sale at Essen. There's a lot that are like previews or demos, but these are actually on sale. So be sure, if you're going to Spiel, be sure to take a look at these. And even if you're not, this is a great way to check out games that will be coming here, to hopefully to the U.S. real soon, if they're not here already. Okay, why don't we move on to the browser view, which I don't know what happened. Where are you, browser? We don't know what happened to our friend here. Let's go. Boom, there it is. Okay, so the first game I want to talk about is Andromeda's Edge. Luke Laurie, Maximus Laurie. Luke Laurie has done some wonderful games. Why don't I click on his name here? This designer, one of my favorites of recent years was Cryo. Just a fantastic worker placement game. It's got Andromeda's Edge, another sci-fi game. He has done the highly, highly esteemed and well-reviewed Dwellings of Eldervale, which I haven't played yet. I'm so bummed. I know people with that game. I need to play it. Manhattan Project, Energy Empire. I know that's one of Rahdo's favorites. Whistle Mountain. There's Whistle Mountain, another favorite of a lot of folks. Cryo. I feel like Cryo's a little underrated, or just overlooked. That's the word I want to say. Overlooked for whatever reason. Maybe, I don't know. I really liked that. I thought it was fantastic. A worker placement game, really cool elements. And Daryl and I played that here on the channel a while ago. We had a lot of fun with it. Okay, let us take a look at Andromeda's Edge. I don't know if Rahdo talked about this when we did the show, or Chris did Ray? I don't know if anyone, because I don't know if we talked about it, because you'd think we would have, because Dwellings of Eldervale is so highly rated. But this one is a 2 to 4 player game, a little heavier, 3.65 according to BGG, 80 to 160 minutes. Mechanisms, worker placement, dice rolling, hand management. You are in a dazzling uncharted region of space on the edge of the Andromeda galaxy. You lead a desperate faction seeking to build a new civilization on Andromeda's Edge. So you start with a space station, a few ships, some resources, and you're basically trying to use those resources to build your new civilization. So you either launch a starship, or return your ships to your station, and it seems like, I don't know, it just reminds me a little bit. Well, there's a board there. So Cryo had like a standard, like a set board, but you would swap out, you know, different elements of it. This has these tiles, which I believe is the same as Dwelling's Elder Vale, if I'm not mistaken. Again, someone that's played it, let me know. I am recording this live on Twitch, by the way, folks, and got a great audience thanks to BGG and friends from all over join us. But this, I mean, I love sci-fi games. I've loved Luke Laurie's Cryo in the past. This looks fantastic. And I'm surprised we didn't talk about it on the roster. Maybe we did, and I was just so, I don't know. Oh, there's someone enjoying it there. Was that? Yeah. So I don't know if that's part of the game, actually, that piece there. But you can see here player aids, which I'm a huge fan of. The minis are the minis part of it? I feel like it is. That's pretty awesome. Look at that. Those ships look really cool. Almost, it has that one back there had a little Klingon vibe to it. But yeah, I'm fired up about this because it is going to be for sale. And I believe Rahdo and I had previewed it last year. Or maybe, you know, I don't even remember. But anyways, it has been on the radar. And Andromeda's Edge going to be at Spiel later this week. So be sure to check it out. Okay, let's move on, folks. So the next one I'm excited about, Phoenix New Horizon. I was just at the World Series of Board Gaming, and who was it? Someone was talking to me about this. Another sci-fi game. You've got variable setup, worker placement, different worker types, contracts, and game bonuses. So in this one, in the year 2021, after years of seclusion underground, humanity emerges onto the surface, propelled by the development of groundbreaking new tech. This is a Euro-style board game in which players assume control of a team of commandos tasked with the mission of recolonizing Earth. 4 rounds, players accumulate VPs by constructing regenerators and buildings, bolstering the planet's population, achieving diverse objectives that vary between playthroughs. So you will allocate your commandos to various actions throughout the game while also specializing them to enable more potent abilities at the expenses of versatility. Okay, fulfilling missions assigned by the governing authorities yields additional actions per turn. So I like that. It looks very Euro-y. But someone at the World Series of Board Game told me they tried it. They loved it. I don't remember who that was. So I want to hold them accountable. Not really. I mean, again, you get worker placement and the different types of workers where they level up. Or it looks like there's a smaller one and a bigger one, like El Grande in viticulture. I love that. Oh, they're actually sort of cute. Are these like little space astronauts? I don't know. But Phoenix New Horizon, well, I guess not astronauts, because you are on Earth trying to repopulate Earth, basically. Okay, this looks like an El Grande style, a bigger meeple worker. So you go, that looks like a victory point track. You're going to go, hey, player aid, or your player board. Okay. So yeah, I can see where, you know, you would be taking things, pieces off to unlock certain things. There's some resource trackers on the right side there. Always excited to see that. That's really cool. Those some player markers apparently. Looks like resources could be some of those missions we're talking about. So yeah, can't wait to check this one out. This is on sale at Spiel, folks. So if anyone wants to get me a copy, am I going to be begging for copies of games? No, I will not. I understand. It is tough for shipping to bring them back. All right, this is another one that, hey, how can you not be excited about this? The White Castle Matcha. Someone actually had this at the World Series of Board Gaming. I don't know how they got it. I assume it's the publisher let them preview it. I think it was another content creator that might have had it. But this is is it the long-awaited? I don't know if it's long-awaited, but expansion. It's going to give you, I think you get actually another turn to do stuff, and you're going to have more stuff to do. But I'm assuming that with Matcha, just like the original, yes, you may get extra stuff or an extra turn, but you're going to be dying trying to figure out how the best can I do this. And the original was like 9 turns, so insane to me. But now you're going to get extra things to do with the Matcha expansion. Why don't we take a quick look at the description here? White Castle Matcha. Tea ceremony lies at the heart of Japanese culture, giving life the most essential and elemental concepts of hospitality, respect, and Zen philosophy. So it's going to, you will have to deal with a new place in which to influence the court using new members of your clan. Having members of your clan in good seats within the Chashitsu tea room will help you achieve a greater level of influence within the court. Aha! Also, you have one additional action each round. Yeah, will that be enough? Probably not. Not the way I play it. I'm terrible at White Castle, but I love it. One of my favorite games of recent memory. I'm still trying to decide, do I like this one better or Red Cathedral? Right now, I like Red Cathedral more. Again, same design team, same company, De Beer Games. I like Red Cathedral more only because I've played it more. But after, I think I've played White Castle 3 or 4 times, and it's really creeping up there. It's like, oh, it's such a puzzle, right? To try to be efficient with your actions. So you're going to get one more action. You have this extra space for the tea ceremony. Legends says, yeah, 12 actions. Yeah, so is it, do you only have 12 actions in the game? I don't know. But anyways, this is White Castle Matcha, the Matcha expansion. Gameritis guy says, White Castle solo still laughs in my face. Do I dare get the expansion and further its boasting? Yeah, I've never beaten the solo game, and I have not done that well in 3 and 4 player games. I don't think I've played it 2 yet. AB True, I pre-ordered Flatiron. Oh yeah, Flatiron is another De Beer game. We had talked about that during the last R&R show. I was really excited for Flatiron. Excuse me. I know AB True's actually scored well in White Castle. I know that because of the Discord community that we're all part of. Come on over. I'm going to drop the link live in chat if you haven't joined already. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to click the links below to join the Discord community. We have a lot of fun there. Okay. Legends confirms currently 3 actions over 3 rounds to now 4 actions for every 3 rounds. Yeah. So, yikes. Hopefully we'll be able to work on that. We shall see. I feel like that gives me an extra action. It's going to be that much tougher because I know how tough this game can be. But excited about it. All right, let's continue on with the next game I'm fired up about. It is the Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. I love Seven Wonders. I'm not the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings, which I know is hearsay to some folks, but I do enjoy it. Now, this is the German version, but I just saw an English printed version of this at the World Series of Board Gaming last week. Danny Stranding, Danielle, she was playing this with Grant Lyon, and it looked awesome. There's a couple of elements that are added to this game. As you'll notice here, you'll see a little map there, folks. Yes, it is from what Danny and Grant said. I'm quoting them. They said it's super thematic. So if you're in the Lord of the Rings, this could be the game for you. It is set up like Seven Wonders Duel. Oh, do they have any gameplay photos? Okay, here's one. You'll recognize the setup here. You do have the different tableaus for each age or each round. So not all the cards are, you can see them, but you will be able to flip them over on your turn, depending on what you get there. There is a track, a really cool track there is an acrylic piece there. There's the map and the resources. So this looked really cool. I'm dying to try this. Again, I may not be the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, but I do appreciate the theme. I do enjoy it, and I love Seven Wonders. So I feel like this is going to be best of both worlds for fans and non-fans alike. So I think, I guess I can say fans of Seven Wonders will like this, Seven Wonders Duel, and fans of Lord of the Rings will like this. I know Danny and Grant were loving it when they played it. I think it was Danny. She said that this probably her favorite version of the Seven Wonders world of games. So yeah, Seven Wonders Duel, the Middle-earth, folks. A Duel for Middle-earth from designer Antoine Bauza, right, was the original designer. I think it was, yeah, Bruno Cathala worked on that. And hey, big time favorite of a lot of folks. Vincent Dutray did the art, folks. So I feel like that's a winning combination right there. I'm gonna hydrate for just a second and move on to the next game I want to talk about, Beyond the Horizon. This re-implements Beyond the Sun. This is a 90 to 120 minute game. This is a Civ game in which players compete to become the most influential society in history through exploration and expansion, development and production, research and technological advancement. So area majority influence maps ownership, point-to-point movement, tech trees, and more. I wanted to check this one out because someone at I was just at the World Series board game last week. I had a wonderful time, got to hang out with my fellow content creators and also a bunch of folks at the World Series, competitors who I met last year, and also new competitors. I actually got to compete in a couple of games too. It's such a cool community they have of everyone's, you're playing with some of the best players in the world, and yet they're so humble and gracious with their time. And also there's this community of, hey, if you don't know how to play a game, they will teach you because it helps them as well. They want to practice getting their reps for certain games, and it's so cool. So anyways, I was talking to one of them. I should really take notes on who I talk to about these games, but someone say they had already played Beyond the Horizon. Well, I guess because it's a re-implementation, but they actually played this version and they really enjoyed it. So as you can see here, Civ game. It's got the tile lane that I love. There's a player board to track your resources and whatnot. Really pretty looking game as well. Maybe Rahdo had talked about this. I don't know. But Beyond the Sun, I know that one's a well-regarded game. There's from 2020. People loving this one. So Beyond the Horizon re-implements that. I believe it just cleans up stuff. And two of the designers right here, Matt Riddle, Ben Pinchback. That's why I'm excited about it. I love their games. I've loved a lot of their smaller box games that pack like way more in a game that you would expect. Here, I'll just let's check out what Matt has done. Some of his games that he's done with Ben. They partner up on a lot. I don't know, not all their games, but I'm sure. I mean, a majority of them, right? Fleet the Dice game. Three Sisters, one of my all-time favorite roll and write games. Wasteland Express Delivery Service, Fleet the Dice game, Peatmods, a Stellar, Subastral. Those are fantastic smaller box games. River Valley Glassworks, right here. Hey, you know what's funny? At Gen Con this year, I was invited to a River Valley Glassworks media event. I was sitting at a table with Ben Pinchback. I had no idea. It was hilarious. And we sat down, we're just eating some happy hour food, had a drink, chit-chatting, and then I just sort of put two together. I was like, wait, you're Ben Pinchback? I was like, oh my god, I totally fanboyed out. It was so cool to meet Ben. I haven't met Matt yet, but Ben, super nice guy. We had a really nice conversation and bonded, I feel like, at Gen Con, which is a real treat. So I'm going to go to Ben's games here. You're going to see a lot of the same. Yeah, he and Matt are a design duo for the ages. They do some fantastic games. Fleet the Dice game, I'm going to admit, I still have not played that. People rave about this. I love Three Sisters, so I know I'm gonna love that. I also have, I just saw it, Motor City. I have that one on the back burner. I know I'm gonna like this one. It's all about cars. My youngest brother is a huge car guy. I'm not really a car guy. I'm more board game guy, right? But I'm curious to see how this plays. I'd love to play this one with him because I know he's such a car guy. Yeah. So here's all the games that he's done a bunch with Matt or Ben. Or Matt, I'm talking about Ben now. So yeah, super excited to check that one out. All right, so let's continue on. Bing, hey, Bing is in the house, folks. We are recording this live on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for hanging out and enjoying the Ruel's SPIEL-tacular preview. I'm previewing the games that I'm excited about. Spiel. I am going to be live streaming all week long on my channel. We were just talking about Beyond the Horizon, and A.B. Trube had talked about how he had played the Beyond the Sun a couple of times and was impressed. So this one, A.B. Trube says, looks a little meatier. By the way, thanks for rating Bram Board Gaming. I appreciate you. We are recording my Spiel preview. Super excited about these games. Next one we're going to talk about is Spectacular. I want to talk about this because someone, again, at the World Series of Board Gaming this last week, had a copy, and boy, oh boy, people were raving about this. I was bummed that I did not get to play it. It just didn't work out. I saw it a couple of times. I walked by it a few times. It looks really nice, but timing didn't work out for me to be able to play it. So let's take a quick look at the description here. It's a 20-30 minute game. That's my jam. Give me 30 to an hour and a half games that are, got some really cool stuff going on. I'm all about it. And this here, you're creating and developing your own animal park for very vulnerable species. And to preserve the species, you must ensure breeding within each habitat. And as I read that, I just realized, yes, we did talk about this on the R&R show, but because I saw it in person, I'm even more excited. It looks wonderful, and every person that had played it raved about it. They were super excited. So that got me excited, and I can't wait to play. This has got dice rolling, the tile placement. Is it tile placement? Yeah. Dice rolling, and it does have a solo mode. So you say solo mode, I say I'm in. And yay! I cannot wait to check out Spectacular. This is on sale at Spiel. Hey, Linnaeus, thanks for joining us. Yeah, the Twitch app is so weird. You missed it earlier. If you were watching this live, folks, I actually, the stream died for a couple of minutes. But hey, moving right along, Castle Combo. Folks, this one lived up to the hype and then some. I brought this last week to the World Series of Board Gaming. I love Castle Combo. I said this to a couple of people. I don't know who is in charge of buying, licensing games at Planetosaurus. They are crushing it. Seriously, the last 3 small box games, check out this lineup: Sea Salt and Paper, Faraway, Gnar, and now you can add Castle Combo. These are fantastic. I almost said something else, but these are just really good. So in this, you're building a little empire. You can either grab from the castle row or the village row. These are you're going to build this 9x9 grid, by the way. So that's a final castle or final empire there, or kingdom. Let me see if they have set up. Okay, well, there is the messenger with some gold money. There's all the keys. And these are really nice pictures. Look at these. Nick T. Kudos to you, Nick T, for doing these. So this is what your final grid would look like. What you're doing is drafting from a different rows. Where are all the... Do they have set up here? No, apparently they don't. Or at least I'm not finding it. Okay, well, there's the box. Okay, here's what it looks like. This is the French version. You have a castle row on top. 3 cards, castle or village row on the bottom. You start with some money and some keys. The money allows you to buy the cards. On the cards, you pay the price, the cost, and then you do an immediate action. And then at the bottom of each card is a scroll. Those are end game points. Okay, so you do an immediate action. Some immediate actions are like ongoing. So you just put in your tableaus like, hey, from now on, I get a 1 coin discount for a village card, or a 1 coin card discount on a castle card. A lot of them are going to score based on what icons are in your tableau. So each card has 1 or 2 icons on them. And depending on how you place them in your tableau, you may score on columns or rows or your entire tableau. Others allow you to put coins on top of cards. You'll get points based on those. Still others, depending on where you place the card in your tableau, you'll get points. And it's so clever. It's so quick. I played this multiple times last week. It's fantastic. I actually just streamed it yesterday, so I'm going to be putting up that YouTube video. By the time you see this one, you'll see the playthrough where I played 2-handed, me versus Michelle. Michelle couldn't join me, unfortunately, because she's been so busy with work. But I just played 2 hands, and you'll see the score I got. You can get a really good sense of that. So I'll have the link in the show notes for that one. But oh, this is so good. It's resource management, set collection, and that spatial puzzle, right? 3x3 grid, similar to King Domino. You'll be placing orthogonally adjacent, and hopefully you place them in a way where you can score the most points. There's one in progress right there. Very cool picture. There's some people having fun with the game. Still more people having fun. There's Chateau Combo, Castle Combo. One of my favorite games of the year so far, folks. I'm going to let you know. It's lighter, but easy to get to the table, and just fun. That is Castle Combo. Continuing on here, Babylon. Hey, this one is a 3D building game. I know folks love that. At least I love it. Okay, this is in progress right now. I got a sneak preview of this at Gen Con, and it is 3D building. It is, I don't want to say crunchy, but it's definitely thinky. It's really simple. You're just drafting the different pieces that will go on here. But as you can see, you can level up, and then, you know, building Babylon, and then you're going to look down and score points based on what you have. So it's almost like it's got a little bit of Reef to it, if you remember that game, but definitely thinkier than Reef. I mean, it's a gorgeous production, and I know we were looking at an early production prototype, but you have the different scoring things, scoring cards and whatnot. Look at those. It's good. So you're drawing tiles, placing those down, and then you can build on top. And depending on, you know, what type of thing you want to build, like that bridge is really neat, right? So you have to have 2 tiles that are above, or that you can connect with a space in between them. As you can see, that space, right? And you as you go higher, you know, you're building over other things. You have all the different types, like a fountain and whatnot, all the little towers. Very cool. I mean, it's beautiful. It's got that Santorini, like, after you're done building, it's like, oh, look how pretty this is, right? It's nothing like Santorini, though. This game is definitely not Santorini. It's not as abstract, I would say, as Santorini, but the gameplay, we played a couple of sample rounds, thanks to Danny over there, for guiding us through the game. But she was able to show a bunch of different features. Yeah, it just looks gorgeous, and the gameplay was very sharp. So be sure to check this one out. It is on sale at Spiel this week, folks. That is Babylon. All right, moving right along. Another one I previewed at Gen Con. Oh man, King of Tokyo is one of those games that really got me and Michelle into the hobby, right? We actually went to, I've told this story before, we went to our local library, and they had a game day all day long, or for a couple hours during the day. Someone had brought their games, and Michelle and I got there. It was like quiet. We were the only ones there. We were still new to the hobby. I was like, hey, I've heard of King of Tokyo. Can we play it? Oh, yeah. So they bust out King of Tokyo. Michelle and I ordered it that same night. We loved it. We had a great time. We still enjoy it. There are expansions that I feel are making better. Same with King of Tokyo. And also the King of Monster Island. That was like the co-op big boy, not big boy, but you know, the bigger version of it. That's cooperative. You play against way more monsters, and it's a really fun cooperative game. King of Tokyo Duel, I'm fired up. My buddy Oscar, he is the biggest King of Tokyo fan I know. I would love to play this one with him. You have this element here. Let me see. They got gameplay elements. There are some of the resources. It's still the basic King of Tokyo game. It's, you know, who can survive the longest in Tokyo, what monster or kaiju will be remaining. They have a bunch of new ones here. I don't know if this is prototype art or whatnot. I'm trying to find the setup. There it is. So the element that's the new element, it's like a tug of war type style thing between the 2 players. Here is Tokyo here. So I know that you are, I don't know if I see it. But I know there's like a tug of war element to this, where you're going back and forth and you're trying to bring, you know, one of the tracks over. You can see the scoring here. But all the things you love about King of Tokyo are still here. You have the different power-up cards. You have the dice. I'm all about dice chucking. So, and the Energizer cubes and everything. So everything about King of Tokyo is here, but is specifically a 2-player version. Let me make sure. Let me see if Richard Garfield, the original designer. Yeah, so this is still from Richard Garfield. So a classic reinvented for a 2-player game. I cannot wait. All right. And folks in chat have been talking about AB True. Didn't get to the table, but pulled King of Tokyo off the shelf recently, and Bing actually just picked up a copy of the original King of Tokyo for $10. That was a great deal. That was a great steal, my friend. Moving right along, a game. I don't know if Rahdo talked about this, but I would love to play this one. Ironwood. This is going to be at Spiel. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was released at Gen Con. I don't remember. But Mind Clash, if you know, they are the producers of heavy games like Anachrony and Tricarion, which I love. But I don't get to play them as much because they're a lot of work. There's a lot of rules. It takes a lot to play, and I don't always have that time. But Ironwood, folks, this is a 1 or 2 player game, and it plays in 30 to 60 minutes. Mind Clash games are brain burners. So what I'm hoping, and it looks like I'm right, this is like a little more accessible of entry into their game line, where it is going to be, let's take a look here. Ironwood is a rules-light, highly asymmetric, card-driven tactical game. Okay, so you're playing a total of 3 of your faction-specific cards for the actions, and 2 factions are completely asymmetric. Let's see, you're trying to, once you retrieve the 3rd totem as a chieftain, or built the 3rd forge as a commander, you immediately win. So it's a race. What I like is this sentence right here. Ironwood features a low upkeep solo mode against the Ironclad or the Woodwalkers. Although both solo opponents work on the same main principles, each of them bears its faction's unique aspects and features. I love low maintenance solo games, and I know there's a lot of solo gamers watching this. As a fellow solo gamer, I'm a huge fan of the Automa, or the Automa, whatever you want to pronounce it, style of solo upkeep, where it's like flip a card, do the things, and basically a lot of blocking spaces, right? But not all of them work well with that. I'm interested to see how this one works solo. But oh man, I love that Mind Clash is doing this. I want more accessibility to those type of games, because hey, if someone likes Ironwood, maybe they say, hey, this Mind Clash, they put out a great game, I'm interested in doing more of this. Maybe I'm going to look at Tricarion or a knack reading next, right? As a gamer, I love heavier games, but they don't get to the table quite as often as I would like to, just because, the time involved. And I know as I get older, my brain isn't quite there as it was, when I first got in the hobby. That's just the reality of it. The brain changes, and my tastes have changed as well. But Ironwood from Mind Clash, that type of game, I'm all about it. I can't wait to check it out. It is going to be at Spiel. Again, I filtered this. I looked at the Ascent preview on BGG. Eric Martin does an amazing job every year putting this together. It's a BGG list, and then I filter them. First, I put them in order through thumbs, most thumbs, so it's the quote-unquote hottest games, but I also filter it for the games that are only available for sale at Essen Spiel, right? So there are games that are available for demo. I'm just interested in the ones that you could actually buy at the convention. Okay, moving on. Faraway, I just found this literally right before I went live. Again, we're recording this live on Twitch, folks. Is this an expansion for Faraway? One of my favorite games last year. Oh my goodness. It's the French version. I'm hoping that someone picks this up, because they have new cards, new people to visit on your ventures, on your Faraway adventures, your journey. I have no idea what this is. It looks like an expansion. You just add cards to it. The continent of Lula always has more surprises in store. 2 ancient people come to meet you, the guides and the 3-eyed ones. They both bring new ways of acquiring fame. By adding this expansion to the base game, you may even play Faraway with 7 players. And that does not sound bad at all. I just played a 5-player game, and it was just as fast as a 2-player game. It is wonderful. I cannot wait to play this one. Again, very limited information, but if there's new people with new scoring abilities, I'm all about it. I'm trying to see, can we see this? Okay. I mean, you can see the little, okay, that's a new resource there. That looks different. And is this like a collecting resource type goal? Oh, look at that, 28 points. Collect 6 of those. Oh my goodness. Really? Okay. Folks, I'm interested. Let's check it out. That's the Faraway expansion. I'm going to butcher the name, unfortunately, and I apologize for that, because it's just French. Le Peuple de Dessous. New people, apparently. New peeps to meet on your journey far away for this expansion. Hopefully it'll make it out to the US real soon, but it seems like this game is, besides the rules, would be language independent, because in the original one, all you need to know are these symbols here, right? So either you can figure it out if you get or I can figure out if I just get the French version. I mean, it's just literally, hey, if you have 3 of these symbols, you get 3 points per set, I believe. This symbol here, I don't know. They've hidden it. I don't know what that means. So we'll see. And hey, we can just use Google Translate as well, right? Okay, final game that I'm fired up about this for this spiel is Dead Cells, the Rogue-Lite board game. I'm going to highlight this name right here. Antoine Bauza, designer of Seven Wonders Duel and other great games, Tokaido, Takanoko. We just talked about Seven Wonders Duel. Theo Riviera. He has done, gosh, what was the, I know the name. Sea Salt and Paper. Oh my gosh. The Loop. Oh my gosh. The Loop, Draftosaurus. Fantastic games. Oh, I know people like Sea of Clouds as well. I've not played that. Bag of Chips, that was his? I love Bag of Chips. I'm literally playing that in a game right now on BGA. Very cool. Anyways, Theo, well done. Or is it Teo? I'm not sure. Dead Cells. Someone was talking, was it Rahdo show? I don't know. About 45-minute playtime, wait 2.5 or so, 1 to 4 players. This is a roguelike board game dungeon crawler that offers a cooperative roguelike experience inspired by a Metroidvania genre, playable with 1 to 4, about 45 minutes. Explore the ever-changing island of Dead Cells in this ruthless dungeon crawler. Explore, kill, die, mutate. Okay, I'm in. Explore biomes, kill enemies, die, mutate, repeat. Death is not the end. I love that. You've already lost your head, remember? So you're a zombie. As day begins, starts a new loop, use your new permanent mutations, right? So you're basically a zombie and you're leveling up your zombiness as the game, you repeat things. I love, so Slay the Spire, that basically introduced me to the roguelite experience. I'm pretty sure I played other roguelites, but I'm not a huge video gamer, but I love Slay the Spire, and I love that, leveling up your character, that type of thing. Previously played biomes keep changing as stronger monstrosities spawn in them. So that looks really cool. Let's go here. Take a look. Okay, there's some of the cards. Can we get a little closer on those? Is that it, really? That's all the photos? Wow, maybe there's not that many photos. But hey, Antoine Bauza, his games I've always enjoyed. He always has those, 30 to 60-minute games that are wonderfully accessible, right? Okay, these are daily reveals on the from their Kickstarter. But look at that. Roguelite, folks. Dungeon crawl. I am all about it. This is that Spiel, folks. Lots of great games. Lots of good stuff. I want to thank you for watching this preview of Spiel. I will be live streaming every day of Spiel this week. So by the time you're watching this video, I'll be getting ready to stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thanks to my sponsors at Lucky Duck Games and Brotherwise Games. I'll be playing through a bunch of games, including Adulthood from Brotherwise and Quartz and Tranquility, the Ascent from Lucky Duck Games. Thank you. Bye, everybody.